Welcome to the Monster Prom. Hey everybody, it's me, Jackie Armand. I'm back again with another spooky video. Today we are planning our Halloween party. Hi Lydia. If you're new to this channel, in April I usually sit down and plan my Halloween party. Now I know that might seem crazy to some people, but a lot of work goes into our parties, so it takes months and months to get it at the level that we usually like to get it. And if you can't tell by the way I'm dressed, this year's theme is Monster Prom. We thought about this theme last year. It was actually right before we were about to have our Halloween party last year, where I got the idea. I've always wanted to do a zombie prom before. I always thought that would be a fun theme. I've been to one before. It was like a whole lot of fun. But then, I kind of thought, well, zombie prom kind of limits people to only doing zombie costumes, right? So like how could I make it a little more diverse? And so then my next thought was like undead prom. We could do, you could do ghosts, you could do vampires, you could do zombies. There would be more options. But then when I talked about it to some of my friends and discussed this theme, we kind of came upon maybe the thought of monster prom, because then that gives people even more options. So you have, you can do Frankenstein and Bride, you could do, demons and witches and mummies and werewolves and aliens. It would just like open up a whole world of like costumes you could do. And so my thought process was monsters, but in prom attire. And I thought that would be like such a fun theme for a party. So that's what we're gonna do this year. So again, if you've never seen one of my planning videos, I will link the playlist to my other planning videos. I have a playlist on my channel where I have past party planning videos just like this. Last year's was our trapped in a video game Halloween party. Year before that was a vintage Halloween themed Halloween party. And then the year before that was a haunted hotel. So you can watch all of those planning videos if you want, one right after the other. But basically what I do is I kind of sit down and I go through my planner that I have here and talk about all of the projects I want to do, the decorations, the food, just everything that I want to do for this party, and we talk about it. And usually before we do all of that, at the start of the video, I usually make like a spooky cocktail that we can sip on while we plan. That's the fun part. But yeah, this planner specifically I got on Etsy. I will link to its shop in the description of this video. I've used this for about 3 years now, this planner, or maybe about 2 years now. And it's really good. I used a planner before that, but it's not being sold on Etsy anymore. So I will link to this one. I really, really like it. You'll see the inside of it. I will show you in a little while. It's just really great for organizing your ideas for any kind of party. I usually put tabs here too for each section. I just haven't done that yet. But yeah, I really like this planner. It's really great. And then I got it bound. My husband works at a print shop area, so he was able to do that for me, but you could take it to any UPS store or Kinko's or what have you and get that done. Or you could just put it in a binder if that's the way you want to do. But yeah, this has been like my lifesaver for organizing all of my thoughts and all the things I want to do for the party. And so, again, I will link to it. So if you want to use this same one, she also has in her shop a bunch of other planners for other occasions too, not just Halloween. So there's that, but you download it and you can use it over and over and over again. Have it on your computer and you can use it every year. That's what's awesome about it. But yeah, I guess before we get into all of that, before we start making our spooky cocktail and go into the other room and start, I'll give you the idea of how I'm gonna plan this party. That I would like to say that if this is the kind of content you like, if you like crafting, you like tutorials, you like party planning, and pretty much just anything generally all around spooky, that you would give this video a thumbs up, and you'd also hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to ring the bell so you can be notified anytime I post a new video. It is Halloween all year long here, not just in October, so if you like that, then stick with us because there's a lot of spooky fun on this channel. Also, if you'd like to support this channel in a more personal way, I do have a Patreon. Patrons get access to lots of extra goodies, including extra content. I have a specific to Patreon series there called TerrorTube. It's like a horror host type show starring me, where we just do a bunch of extra spooky things. We read ghost stories, there's movie reviews, lots of really cool stuff, so you can go check that out. You can join for as little as $3 a month, and you can have access to all the TerrorTube and lots of extra fun goodies. Also, if this party, after watching this video, seems really fun, seems like something that would be really cool to want to attend and want to be a part of, you can if you join Patreon. If you join the highest tier, which is the Monster Master tier, which is $10 a month, it's just basically a Netflix subscription, actually probably cheaper than Netflix now. You can be a part of the live stream of our Halloween party. We do that for patrons only for the highest tier. And it's a whole lot of fun. Also, you can get an invitation in the mail from our party and a bunch of other extra fun stuff in October. So think about that. If you don't want to quite commit to it, there is a 7-day free trial that you could try out. So if you want to wait until October and try it out, go ahead. But yeah, that's something to think about as you watch this video and see me plan this party. If it seems like something fun, you want to be a part of the live stream, really think about that. But any help on Patreon helps out so much, helps this channel, and I appreciate all my patrons that I have already. But yeah, okay, with all that being said, I guess we will go ahead and get into the kitchen and make our cocktail. Let's go. All right, here we are in the kitchen. We're gonna make our spooky cocktail. Today, we're going to make a drink called the Sour Frankenstein, but it's basically essentially a cucumber margarita. It's like kind of a twist on a margarita. Now, what you're gonna need for this drink is you're gonna need some tequila. You could probably make this a mocktail if you wanted. I would say maybe use like Fresca, which is a kind of grapefruit soda, in place of the alcohol, if you wanna do that. You're gonna need some corn syrup that you colored red. That's gonna rim the glass. So that's our blood. You're gonna need a glass, and then you could use a more traditional margarita glass. I'm using this because I think it looks cooler, but you know, and then you're gonna need some cucumber margarita mix. Now I made this ahead of time. I made it last night. You could make it right before you make the margarita, which is totally fine. It's not gonna, you don't have to do it the night before. I just did for prep, but it's really easy, and I'm gonna show you here really quick how I did it. All right, the things you're gonna need to make this margarita mix is you're gonna need a whole cucumber cut up, a half a cup of water, the juice from 4 limes, and a half a teaspoon of salt. What you're basically gonna do is you're just gonna put everything in the blender and blend it up. The water, even the salt, and yeah, just blend it up. All right, and the next step is you're gonna take a fine mesh sieve and you're going to pour the mixture through it, basically to get rid of all of the cucumber pulp. You might have to use a spoon to kind of mash it a little bit to get more of the juice out, but you're basically just gonna keep doing this until it is all strained. then the last step is you're gonna add some simple syrup to it, basically 1/3 of a cup. You could make this on the stove if you wanted. It's basically just equal parts sugar and water, but I decided I already had some bought from the store, so that's what I'm using. And you're just gonna stir it up really well, and if you're making this the night before, you can keep it in the fridge until the next day, or just go ahead and make your margarita. This made about 2 drinks. Okay, so yeah, once you have your margarita mix, which, you know, mine's been left in the fridge overnight, which yummy. I tasted a little bit, it is really good. So basically what we're gonna do is we're going to rim our glass first. So we're gonna dip it, a little bit of water. Okay, we're gonna dip it just in our corn syrup like this. And basically, it should kind of drip down a little and create blood. I'm sure the more you dip it, the more it'll do that. I might actually try to get a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. And you could probably add a little bit of water to it or something to get it a little more, you know, drippy, but it's just whatever you prefer. But I think that looks pretty cool like that. So then we're gonna put some ice. Now, if you wanted this to be a slushy margarita, you could totally do that. I would suggest that you put this, the ice, and then the tequila all in the blender and blend it up, and that would create the frozen margarita if that's what you're into. I like mine on the rocks, so we're gonna just I'm just gonna use ice, and then you're gonna add your tequila, which, you know, measure with your heart. I'm just gonna put a little bit here in the bottom. That's probably good. And then we're just gonna top it with our mix. There we go. I'm gonna stir it up just a little bit. And you could put like a cucumber in there if you wanted to, like, do even more garnish if you really wanted to, but I think it looks really cool. I actually kind of like this blood drip. It's almost like veins, which is really cool. This looks really spooky. You could even add some like green food coloring to make it a little more green, because it's more like margarita color, which isn't necessarily green. It's more like yellow, but here we go. We're gonna try it. Oh man. Right away, you get the cucumber, and it is so good. So I'm a cucumber fan. I'm a pickle girl. I love cucumbers. I would say maybe if you don't like cucumbers, this might not be for you, because the cucumbers and the lime juice in the mix, I guess maybe do almost give it like a pickly flavor because of the acid and then the cucumber, but it's very strong cucumber. You could do less cucumber if you didn't want it to be that strong, but yeah, no, I really like this. It's very refreshing, which is kind of nice because right now it's still hot outside. But this is definitely, I really like this. When I saw this recipe, I was like, okay, I have to try it. I'm using a straw, spooky straw, because I have lipstick, but I mean, you don't have to do that, but I'm sure drinking it with the garnish probably helps cut some of the acidity. But what I really do like too is that the salt, you know, when you drink a margarita, you have salt around the rim, and kind of getting that salt along with the margarita, it like enhances the flavor. And because the salt is already in here, because we blended, or we blended the salt in with everything, I don't know, it really helps. I think that really helps. Yeah, that's really good. That is really, really good. Okay, well, we made our cocktail. So now we're gonna go into the craft room and we're gonna work on planning this party. All right, let's go. Okay, we are in the craft room. where we're gonna go over the planner I have here. So I've got cameras up above as well, so you can kind of see what is going on the page, on each page. I don't use every single page that the planner that you download has available. I don't need all of it. So if you're following along and you have filled out this planner on your own, know that there might be some pages skipped or something because I don't use every single thing. There's just everything. I don't need all of it. But I got my little bone pen here that I think is appropriate. And we're gonna get into it. Okay, let's go. Let's see. All right. So we got the cover. Obviously, this part is not part of the cover that the normal Halloween planner has. But I always like to put the name of the theme of the party on it so that I can remember. I like keeping my planners because it's kind of nostalgic to remember what I did at the party. So anyway, so when we get in first, we have Halloween costumes. Move the drink out of the way just a little bit. So this is where I plan my costume. Sometimes my husband's costume. We got this costume brainstorming page. This kind of just gives me I can write down really quick notes for my costume. This year I have 2 because technically I'm gonna be kind of doing 2 costumes this year. My husband and I most of the time do themed couples costumes that go together, but occasionally we don't. We both have a different idea of something that we want to do really badly, and so we just won't do a couple costume. This year we're gonna kind of do that. I will get into my costume here in a second. I really want to do just kind of a prom zombie. So a zombie in a prom dress is my idea. And Chris couldn't really think of anything that he wanted to do to go with that. But then, we've been watching Lisa Frankenstein since it came out. I got it on DVD. It's on Peacock. We've been watching it, and he really liked that movie, and he really likes the creature that Cole Sprouse plays in that movie, and I think he really wants to do that as a costume, which is totally cool. And I would do a Lisa costume because that would be fun, and I have a lot of the stuff I already have, but I really want to do a gross costume this year. In the past, I have done a lot of cutesy, pretty costumes. Last year I did Laura Croft. That was pretty easy. The year before that, I did a Sarah Sanderson, and the year before that I did a Mrs. Lovett, and Chris did Sweeney Todd, and which was kind of a spooky costume, but it was still kind of pretty. I haven't done a gross, kind of ugly costume in a while. And I mean, I still wanted it to be cute. It's gonna be kind of a cute zombie, but I want to do some gross makeup. I haven't done gross makeup in a while. I really want to. I haven't done a zombie costume in a really long time. So I really want to do that. So I think we're just gonna do 2 different costumes, and probably when it comes down to doing our photo shoot, I think we'll do 2 different photo shoots because we always do a costume photo shoot, if you don't know, if you've never been here before. And we use it for our Halloween cards. We don't do Christmas cards, we do Halloween cards. And I think what we're just gonna do is we're gonna do 2 separate photo shoots and use one of them for Halloween cards, and the other one will be probably here for YouTube because I do wanna do a makeup and hair tutorial of my costume, and I like to have a, reveal of the finished look and all of that stuff. So I will probably do a Lisa Frankenstein outfit for whenever we do a photo shoot with his costume so that it goes together. So that's kind of what this brainstorming here I have is for kind of both of them. And then we have this costume, we have this page, which is the official costume planner page. And then I have a rough drawing of my costume, and here's the things that I need. Not a whole lot actually that I need for this costume, but there's going to be some, crafting involved. I really want to do kind of a cutout, kind of think Corpse Bride, where I want to kind of have a cutout with ribs showing and stuff on the dress. So I need to find a prom dress from like the thrift store, something that I don't mind destroying and grunging up and everything. So I'm really excited about this because I think it's going to be a fun costume. Like I said, I haven't done a zombie in a really long time. I feel like every time I do it, I get a little bit better at it and I want to push my limits again. So yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'm really excited. Okay. All right. Next we got the decor. Oh, some of the blood is kind of dripping down onto the rim, the outer part of the glass here. We have to be careful not to touch my dress. Okay. All right. So here's like the kind of quick decor plan. Here's a page where it talks about decor by room. Now, on this party, normally it's pretty easy. I can figure out decor based on, you know, what room in the apartment, the different rooms in the apartment, and I am going to do that. But because we're doing like a prom theme, we're really kind of hoping actually to maybe secure some kind of a venue or an outside place to actually have this party, because we thought it would be really cool to have it in like a gym or something like that that really feels more prom, you know? We might have to forego doing alcohol if we do that, because some places maybe won't let us. There's some places that I have in mind that might let us, but we asked a lot of our guests that we normally invite, people that we normally invite, and asked them like, would you guys be okay with foregoing alcohol to have it in a cool place that really feels like prom? And most of them said, yeah, they didn't care. So we're kind of trying to do that. We're trying to secure that. We haven't quite gotten a definitive answer on certain places yet, or figured out, you know, because we don't really want it to be too expensive. So there's things up in the air about that still. So this planner is kind of, I'm using it as like, if we have it in a place, if we have it in like a gym or a venue, I'm gonna do this. But then if we have it in an apartment, I have some other extra craft ideas and extra things that I might do to make it look more like a gymnasium or a school or something like that here in the apartment if we have to. But we're really hoping that we don't have to do it here. I feel like if it's, because it's a prom, it's a dance, we want a lot of space. We want people to be able to dance. We want people to be able to slow dance and all of that fun stuff. And it'll really feel like a prom. It's kind of hard to do that in this apartment. It's really tiny. So we'll see, but I'm gonna kind of go back and forth like that, like saying, well, you know, if we have it in the apartment, I'm gonna do this. If we have it in the venue, I'm gonna do this. So there's gonna be a lot of that in this video probably. But so yeah, I've got some things, you know, living room, bathroom. There's certain things I wanna do in the bathroom, like I will, if we have to have it in the apartment, I wanna do like fake stall doors. Like bathroom stall doors, maybe out of foam, to put like around the bathtub, so it can kind of look like there's stalls in the bathroom. But if we have it in a venue, I won't have to do that. If we have it in a venue, I do want to make some like fake prom posters, like, you know, so-and-so for prom queen. Maybe take things from movies. I think it would be cool if like I did things like nods to like Jennifer's Body, where it was like Jennifer check for Snow Queen, or, you know, something like that would be really fun. And we could put those posters in the bathroom. Maybe if we have access to a certain bathroom in a venue, we could do that, which I think would be fun. Maybe I'll do that still here if I think about it. But here I would too also probably like use a dry erase marker and write things on the mirror, like you would see graffiti in the bathroom. I think that would be funny, but like with a monster twist. Also, if we have to do it here, I would like to make a kind of, well, I guess I'll get into it when I show you guys the projects I want to do, but I thought about making, maybe making a fake basketball goal, like basketball hoop, and have that mounted somewhere up in the living room and have streamers coming off it or something if we have to do it in here, to make it look more like a gymnasium. So, and then there's just generic things like Most of this party consists of streamers, balloons, you know, stuff like that you would see at a prom. There's not actually a whole lot of heavy projects associated with this theme, like maybe there was last year when we did the video game themed party. Yeah, here's more like, so we got the dining room, like there's things like, obviously I would cover the table with a really pretty tablecloth. I'm gonna have a lot of cool like buffet style food. If we're in a venue, it'll be different depending on the tables. And also I would like to do little centerpieces if we have a bunch of tables in like a separate place, like in a venue. I want to do some, not super elaborate, but like some cute little centerpieces for the tables, you know, yeah. And then, this just kind of has like, in our spare room, I usually do a photo booth. I will still do a photo booth even if we have it at a venue, and it'll be the same. We'll get to that. I'll tell you about that here in a little bit. And here's some extra pages if you have extra rooms. Now here's the Halloween meals. So this is the food that I want to make, which I'm really excited. I think this party is going to be really heavy on the food shining through, more than the decorations, because like I said, there's not a whole lot of crafting involved with this theme, which is fine. Here's like a Halloween baking. So you have like, if you have a list and the supplies, I don't necessarily use that very much. Here's a page for grocery lists, which I will fill out later closer to the party when I go do my grocery trip. I usually try to do it in 2 trips to get all of the ingredients that I need. So there's like I print out 2 pages of this because I always need a lot. All right, here's the first recipe. So the way I usually do this, so I like to put a little picture of the recipe that I've come up with. Most of it's from Pinterest, which by the way, I will leave a link to in the description of this video to the Pinterest board that I made for this party, where a lot of these ideas are. There's actually even more ideas there that I didn't necessarily use or don't think I will use. But when I'm coming up with a theme idea, I just dump a lot of things, and I don't necessarily use all of it, but a lot of it I do. So I will link to that if you want to look at it. So I like to have a picture so I can kind of see and remember what it's supposed to look like. This first recipe are zombie deviled brains. So basically there's deviled eggs that look like zombie brains, and the egg is dyed green. It's pretty much just regular deviled eggs, but I thought they looked cool. So one of the things I wanted to do with this party too is I was thinking I would kind of have maybe like 2 foods per, like a main monster theme. So I have like 2 zombie recipes, 2 vampire-y recipes, 2 werewolf recipes, and then I had some other recipes that were kind of spooky or themed, that just I didn't have like a specific monster theme involved. But I kind of wanted to do that. I thought that was kind of fun because I feel like those were kind of maybe the type of monsters that are going to be at the prom, and I wanted them to be well represented. I'm also going with like buffet food. I know there's not really food at a prom usually. I mean, I don't really know. I've never been to prom. I didn't go to my prom, but I know usually you go out to eat before prom, and then there's usually not a lot at the prom. But I mean, I'm gonna kind of treat this like almost kind of like wedding-ish too, and we're just gonna have like snacks and a buffet. I think I am gonna have one actually like food, because like they're gonna be coming here hungry. It usually starts at 7, so usually people are hungry. My parties do. So I like to have a main dish, and I will have that. But I tried to mostly go with buffet foods, things you would see at like an event like this, but with a spooky twist. So we got these zombie deviled eggs, which I'm actually really excited about those. I love deviled eggs though, I'm from the South, so. And then this one is like corn on the carcass. It's street corn ribs. These are it's basically like what it is. It's corn that has been sliced off the cob, and when it bakes in the oven, it curls like this and ends up looking like ribs, and you just put kind of all the street corn stuff on it, and it tastes like street corn. And I thought that was kind of a cool looking zombie thing. It looks like ribs. So yeah, cool. Then the next recipe is one of the werewolf recipes. I wanted to do this. It's a moon and star charcuterie board. So it's basically cheese, meats, fruit, but it looks like, you know, the moon and stars and the sky. And then I think like, I really like that this brie is cut out with a star and there's like jam in it, which yum. So I like making fun themed charcuterie boards. That's like really fun for me. So I did want to kind of do that, have a spooky one, and I felt like this was kind of cool. And it also kind of, I guess, lends to the prom. You know, like a lot of times proms have themes of stars and sparklies and whatever, and I felt like that was also kind of went with that. So yeah, I'm excited about that. It looks fun. Here's one of my vampire recipes. So this is vampire chocolate mousse parfaits. So it's basically just chocolate mousse. It's like dark chocolate mousse. And then there's like a kind of like almost like we did for this drink, like a corn syrup and chocolate mixture that's red that goes on the top that looks like blood. And then it just has like this like little icing decoration on the top that's like already pre-made little roses that go on top, and I thought that was really pretty. And also yummy chocolate mousse, and chocolate mousse is really easy to make. So I try to make things that I could probably do the night before, that I could do a lot of prep for. And so things like this I could make the night before and keep in the fridge, or keep even like do a couple days before and keep in the fridge. So I usually spend the week up to the party making recipes. I start at the ones that can keep the longest and then work my way to the ones that should only stay overnight in the fridge, and I just do that. I think if we have a venue, I'm still gonna make all this food, but I think I'm going to ask people to bring stuff too, because I don't know if I will be able to make enough for so many people, because I feel like if we have a venue, we're gonna wanna invite a lot more people, which is great, but I don't think all of this food that I make will be enough for as much people as probably could come if we have the venue. So I might do like a separate, like, you know, contest, have everybody bring a spooky recipe and have like a contest of like have people vote for their favorite spooky recipe or something like that. Do it kind of like a potluck situation, because I think that would help out a lot. I did do that in the past. We had a halfway to Halloween party in 2020 that was witchy themed, and I didn't really have the time or the energy to like make so much food, because it was just like a really easy chill party, because that year we were getting married, so we weren't gonna have like an official Halloween party, plus like COVID ended up happening. But I didn't have the time, the energy, the money to put a lot into this party, but I wanted to do something, and so I just did like a potluck thing where we had everybody bring their own witchy dish, and there was a contest, and that was fun, and it worked out really good. We had plenty of food. I did a little bit, but we had so much food, and yeah, it was really fun. Here's the other werewolf recipe. This is called werewolf kibble. It's basically it's like Cocoa Puffs. It's almost like Nutty Buddies, but with Cocoa Puffs instead of Chex Mix, which is kind of cool. And there's like peanut butter chips and pretzels, and then it's just like a little mix. And I thought that would be yummy. This is another one of those that was kind of like, you'll see it kind of goes with another recipe that I have in a little bit, but this is called brimstone bread. I found it from a website, the Necronomicon. I will link to it. I mean, I guess it's on my Pinterest, but they have really cool recipes on that website. This is one of them, and it's like this bread. It's hard to kind of see from this picture, and so I will put like a picture here. But it's like just a bread roll, but it looks like almost like dried lava with like red cracks of lava coming through. It's really cool. It looks very demonic and spooky, and it's actually not that hard to make. I'm not a bread maker. Making bread from scratch scares me, but this seems pretty easy, so I kind of want to try it. So that's one thing. We have just some spooky shrimp cocktails. I feel like that's kind of a staple for like a wedding or any kind of buffet at like a party like this. A dance or something is shrimp cocktail. And this kind of reminded me of like Beetlejuice, the cocktail hand that comes out. It's just basically a shrimp cocktail, but with like some little mozzarella eyeballs in the middle, which I thought was really cute. And so yeah, that's probably gonna be there. There's these cool skull caprese skewers. So caprese is like usually mozzarella, basil, and tomato, a caprese salad or whatever, and these kind of a twist on that. You essentially take the mozzarella pearls that you have and you push it into these skull molds, and it takes on the shape of the skull, and you drizzle a little bit of the balsamic vinegar in the eyeballs, the eye sockets of the skull, and it looks really cool. I don't know, it just looks really spooky, and I think, again, another regular appetizer with a spooky twist. Here's some spicy spider eggs with blackberry spiders. This was like a really freaking easy recipe that I stumbled upon on Pinterest. It's just basically a cracker, some spicy goat cheese that's like rolled into a ball and put on the cracker. And then the spiders are just spider rings, like the plastic ones you find, and a blackberry like skewered onto the body of the spider. And then the whole ring is just like stuck into the cheese. Super easy. And really cute. So yeah, I really want to make those. Here's another thing that, you know, you can always see at weddings or like dances or things like that is chocolate covered strawberries. It's very romantic. This is a prom after all, but of course it's a spooky twist on it. So we have little chocolate covered strawberry ghosts. I'm sure if you have looked up any Halloween recipe before, you have seen that on Pinterest, and it's really cute, super easy, and I want to make it. Here we just got some pumpkin hummus. It's not super spooky, but I wanted something fall pumpkin flavored because it is October and I gotta have something pumpkin. So yeah, that's basically what this is for. Just pumpkin hummus because I want something pumpkin. And it looks really good. Okay, so here's what I was talking about, like main dish, and also probably what the brimstone bread will go with, is this swamp soup. It is basically a like chicken stew with, you know, vegetables and beans and collard greens and stuff. It looks like it tastes really good. And then I figured the brimstone bread could kind of go with this. This kind of reminds me of some kind of like witch's brew. So, and I feel like it would fill people up enough. I could have it in a crock pot. I could make this the night before and then I could have it warming in the crock pot for people to eat. And then here we get into the drinks, which, I mean, this is kind of the other vampire recipe, is this blood punch. So I definitely want to have, I want to have 2 punches. I usually always do. Again, they will probably be not alcoholic if we have it in a venue. If we don't, then maybe one of them will be alcoholic. I don't know. I haven't decided yet which one, but one of them is going to look like blood. It's going to be this red blood punch. It's just like Sprite, black cherry juice, pomegranate juice. I have a drink dispenser, just kind of looks pretty regular. And I think it's just like a cylinder one. And I think what I want to do is put that in there and use these tags that I made years ago for like the first Halloween party I think I ever threw. But they have like, they look like blood tags. So they have like O positive or AB negative on it or whatever. And I kind of want to tie that to the dispenser, you know, make it basically look like a blood container that, you know, has blood in it. And that would be kind of cool and spooky. And so I think I want to do that. And that'll be kind of like the other vampire thing. Because the vampires got to have their blood, right? The vampires are at this prom. You got to have blood for them. That's just rude if we don't. And then I think the other punch I want to do is this black one. I thought about just doing a green punch or a purple punch or whatever, but I feel like I've done that a lot. Like I've done a green punch so many times and an orange punch so many times. Speaking of drinks. And that is just so good. But I've never done this before, and it looks really cool, and so I kind of want to try it, especially since it's not using black food coloring. If it was using like black food coloring or charcoal or something, I feel like people's mouths would turn black, and we don't want that. But this just uses like grape Kool-Aid mix, like the powdered Kool-Aid mix, and orange Kool-Aid mix mixed together, and that's what makes it black, which is kind of cool. And then you add sugar and some kind of soda to it, and you know, and water. But yeah, I feel like that's a really cool and effective way of making a punch black, and I kind of want to try it. I'm a little nervous about the grape and the orange flavors mixing together, but I mean, on this recipe, there was a lot of people who said that they've used it for kids' Halloween parties and that it turned out actually really tasty. So I guess we'll try it. And if I end up adding alcohol to it, maybe it won't matter. And here I got some extra, like an extra page in case I have another recipe that I come up with. I usually try to leave some extra pages for that in case I come up with another idea for a recipe that I was like, oh, you know, I really want to do that. And then I have extra space for it. Here's the party planner part. So here we got this, like the quick plan. Again, so theme, time, location, the budget, which I never really care about the budget. And then, you know, you can do a quick guest list, shopping list, to-do list, decor, food, activities. I know I want to have a party game. I haven't quite figured out what that is yet, but I definitely want to do one. If you guys have any ideas for maybe what would be a cool party game, I'm not opposed to trivia games. I've done that in the past. We could do a monster movie, monster themed trivia game, I don't know, or something else. I just haven't figured it out yet what I want to do, but I do want to do a party game. But again, if you guys have any ideas, leave a comment because I would love to know. I mean, we're gonna have a prom king and queen contest, but I don't want that just to be the game. I want it to have like a game. Here's an invitation list, which, yeah, I won't fill this out until I'm getting closer to actually handing out the invitations, and I will write down everybody, and then that way I can kind of check them off to make sure I got everybody's made and handed to them. It's really handy for that. Here's a shopping list, which I, again, haven't quite filled out yet, but this is kind of like things that I want to buy for the party that don't necessarily are things I'm going to make, that I like to write here. I usually have an Amazon wish list for each party, and so kind of things like that will go on that list. I just haven't filled it out yet. Again, here, games and activities. It's kind of like, you know, what game you want to do, the prize, blah, blah, blah. And I, again, haven't figured out a party game yet, so that will be later. Here we have music playlist. Now this is freaking long. I have a Spotify playlist already kind of being created for this party. I don't think I will use that specific one on Spotify. I think we will actually create a party playlist, and Chris will probably put it together on his computer and we'll just DJ it. I've been kind of making a party playlist on Spotify to get an idea of like the kind of songs I want, and then I have like a list, so when we go make our own, I have things that I want already, and most of it is like things you would hear at a dance, or even some or a wedding, some line dances, some good slow songs. There's a lot of 80s stuff in here. I feel like that 80s songs really go well with dances and proms and stuff, and obviously some like Halloween dance songs and stuff in there, of course, Halloween stuff. Here's a favor planner, so you can go through like what party favors you want to do. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I don't know if I'm gonna do a party favor because I don't know. I don't know. I might end up using this page just for like invitations. I don't know. I haven't figured out if I want to do a party favor or not. So that's blank for now. Here is a pre-party chore list, which again won't be filled out until closer. But, you know, it's got, you know, things you can check off, like clean the bathrooms, you know, clean this, blah, 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 dust, and then anything extra, which is really handy. All right, here's the extras, which we're going to get into like the crafts that I want to make. Here's like the idea for the centerpieces that I would like to make if we do have it at a venue and we have a bunch of tables that I want to put centerpieces on. I really want to do themed colors of black and like burgundy, dark red, mostly because those are our wedding colors, and I have still a bunch of stuff from our wedding that we can use for this party. We have tablecloths that are burgundy and stuff, and if I go with that theme, then it'll be really easy because we already have a bunch of stuff. Which, I mean, our wedding was a Halloween wedding, so I can repurpose a lot of stuff for this, which I think I kind of want to do. So this was one of the things, I was just going to do quick little centerpieces. I was going to just take some little small black vases I think I have saved on Amazon, stick some black spooky florals in it, and then I also have on Amazon saved some like dark red burgundy looking butterflies that I kind of want to stick in there. They're like little butterfly picks that I could stick in there, and I think that's really, I feel like that would be like spooky and also pretty, because that's kind of what we're going for, right? We're going for spooky but glamorous and pretty because it's a prom. And you know, I might add some cobwebs to it too, and I do want to do a lot of maybe some fairy lights. I would like to do decorating all around, some maybe candle holders with flameless taper candles in them, and some candelabras, you know, stuff like that can add to the spooky glamorousness. So I put this under crafts because it is technically a craft, but this is going to be what's part of the invitations. So what I want to do for the invitations is I really want to make, obviously, prom tickets because, well, yeah, that's what you would have for your prom ticket. But I thought it'd be really cute, especially for the ones that I hand out to people, to make spooky little corsages and spooky little boutonnieres that match together, and give those out with the prom tickets as part of the invitation. I think that would be so cute. Would try to probably do some neutral spooky colors, like maybe black and white, so that no matter what the person was wearing, it would go. But essentially, I'm just gonna look for some really spooky florals and use them. This should be pretty easy, actually. I'm not gonna make them really big. I'm just gonna make them small enough, and you know, but I have it here as a craft because, well, it's gonna be a craft. But that's what the invitations are gonna be, and I'm really excited about that. I think it's gonna be cute. This is kind of the photo booth, photo area that I wanna use. It's also gonna be kind of part of the, which I have on the next page, the way we're gonna vote for prom king and queen. We're gonna have the picture. I basically just kind of want to have a tinsel curtain back there. I'll probably find one that's like black or burgundy or both. And then I want to make like a banner or something to go over it that says "A Night to Dismember." I saw that a lot when I looked up like zombie prom ideas, and I thought that was really cool. Instead of like "A Night to Remember," it's "A Night to Dismember," which I thought that was really funny. Maybe even put something like, you know, Boris Karloff High Class of 24. I don't know, like something fun like that too there. But I definitely want to do this as like a photo booth. It should be pretty easy. It's not going to be a whole lot of making, but I mean, the banner I will make. And then next to that, we get into this next page here where I want to have this little photo display. So my idea for how to vote for the prom king and queen is we have people, when they have their costumes, we'll have them stand in front of the photo booth and take a prom picture, which is hilarious. And then I want to have some kind of, we have like a little printer that you can that's like Bluetooth to your phone, and it prints out like a little picture, almost kind of like a Polaroid, but not exactly, but it's kind of like that. And I think that would be fun to do. And then I make this little photo display out of a photo frame and some string and some clothespins. And then they would put that, like hang it on the display thing, and then right under that, like that would be on a separate like little table next to the photo booth. And then on the table we would have like a little box, like a voting box with paper, and people could write who they want to vote for prom king and queen, and put it in there, and they can see the pictures of the people to vote for. And I think that would make it really fun, and then everybody could take their picture home, which could probably just be the party favor, is their picture. But yeah, I think that would be really fun, because it's always fun to you want to do the awkward prom pictures if you're doing a prom. And then, yeah, I think this would be a fun way to vote for prom king and queen. I don't know if I'm going to do it exactly like this. This was just an example that I liked that was spooky. But I'm definitely going to make it, spooky. I also really liked this idea. I don't know if I'll get around to it. This is probably one of those, like, if I find the materials, I'll do it, but if I don't, I might not. But it's just like a floor-length candelabra that you can make, that people made by finding a chandelier at a thrift store, spray painting it black, and then using a floor-length lamp that probably they also got at a thrift store, taking the top off of it, spray painting that black, and basically essentially connecting the two. And then it acts like a floor-length candelabra, and you put just fake candles in it, which I thought was really cool, because floor-length candelabras are really expensive, and if I could find a way to do this, that would be really neat to have a couple of them. But again, that's one of those, like, if I see it at a thrift store, I will grab it and make it, but I'm not gonna bend over backwards if I don't end up finding the supplies. I'm not gonna break my budget just to make this, but it was a cool idea, and if I happen upon some materials, then I will definitely do it. And then here's this one craft that I have that's just back here in case we have to do it at the apartment. Again, I wanna make like a fake basketball goal, probably out of foam, or maybe some plywood or balsa wood or something like that we could have hanging up in the living room to kind of make it look more and feel more like a high school gym. But that's just a maybe. And then of course I always have extra pages for crafts if I think of something else. And then here this is just kind of the end, we got Halloween calendars. Again, this is one of those, like, she usually has all the months of the year, but I like to only print October. I will usually use this as kind of like any of the things I have left to do leading up to the party in the month of October, I can write in here. So I don't have to put it on my main calendar at home. The weekly planner, I usually use this to plan out the meals and the food that I'm gonna make. Leading up parties, usually I was on Saturday, and I will start like, what can stay in the fridge the longest? Or what can stay in the fridge for like a week? And I will do those on Monday, and then, all leading, I spread it out, usually try to, and I make like a couple things every week and store them until Saturday. And then I usually have maybe a couple of things that have to be done on actual Saturday, but I try to only leave maybe one or two things to make on Saturday, but most of it is just gonna be plating things that's already made and then putting the punch together. But I try not to leave any food to be made on the actual day of the party, because it gets way too stressful if I do that. And then this again is like the day planner leading, like I usually use this for the day of the the day of the party. I think she has several of these day planners you can print out, but I just use this for leading up to the party, like what I need to get done until, 7, which is when the party starts. So again, I won't fill that out until later, but that is it. That's pretty much it to the planner. Again, this one doesn't have a whole lot of, that is really good. It's turning pink. I don't know if you can see, because, and honestly, the corn syrup getting in it is actually kind of making it taste really good. It's like a little less salty. There's a sweetness getting added to it. I don't know, this is really good. If you like cucumber stuff, you will love that, I'm just saying. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This party doesn't have a whole lot of crafting involved. But I mean, you kind of got a glimpse of the things I will do as a video, videos leading up. Again, if you're new here and this is your first planning video that you've watched on my channel, I have, not only do I have a playlist where I have all my party planning videos, but I do have a playlist per Halloween party on my channel. So I have each party I've done, each theme I've done, I have a playlist that starts with the planning video and goes through a bunch of the projects that I've made for the party until the end result, which is the kind of a vlog type video where I show you and tell you how the party went, and you get to see like the end result of the party. Yeah, so I mean, there's some things in here that obviously will be videos. Some of the decor things, putting together the invitations will definitely, you know, there's just like some things here and there that I will definitely make videos of. My costume will definitely be a video, because that will be pretty extensive. I think that this costume will take a lot of more work than maybe some past ones. So that'll be a couple videos. But I am really excited about this theme. I've never done this theme before, or a theme like it, a prom theme, and I think it's gonna be like super fun, and I'm just really excited about it. If you have any ideas for me that you think I would want to know about, that you think would go cool with this theme, then please let me know, leave a comment. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Again, I'm really excited about this theme. I hope you liked watching me kind of all the ideas for it, and kind of got a glimpse into, you know, what's to come on this channel, you know, for the next couple months, what will be going towards this party. And again, if you stayed to the end and you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also don't forget to ring the bell so you can be notified anytime I post a new video. As far as new videos go, I have some ideas for next couple months, some things, but I mean, obviously we're gonna be getting into party planning stuff. So I will probably have like a video or two a month of towards the party, and then just like another fun crafting, spooky, whatever video that doesn't have to do with the party, but the closer we get to October, the more it will be towards the party, and I'm really excited. Again, if you'd like to support this channel in a more personal way, you can go to patreon.com/JackieArment and check out all the cool stuff there. I will have a tarot tube up this month, I promise. I'm gonna work on it next week. I think I'm just gonna do another booze and booze, which is reading spooky, scary stories and drinking a cocktail. I think I've said this in the last video, but I think I'm going to go to doing a tarot tube every other month now instead of every month. It's just really stressful getting those out. They require a lot of setup, a lot of makeup and wardrobe for me, and a lot of editing. And so it's, I don't know, it's just been really stressful trying to get them out. So I think I'm gonna do a tarot tube every other month, but then try to do some other kind of just like a little funsy, maybe it's just a relaxing video with me, like a chit chat video or something on the months that I don't do a tarot tube on Patreon, because I don't want to limit too much on what you guys get to have on Patreon. But yeah, maybe I'll go back to doing tarot tube again more often if I get more patrons and you guys want them. But for my sanity, I'm gonna like limit it a little bit this year, I think. But again, please think about joining Patreon, especially the Monster Master tier, which is the highest tier. If again, this party looked like might be fun, and you want to attend it, you can be a part of the live stream of our Halloween party when it comes in October. if you are on that tier, you also get an invitation in the mail for the party. So you get your own prom ticket and probably corsage and stuff, if that, sounds cool. And then also, I talked about our costumes and how we always do a photo shoot for a Halloween card. You'll get a Halloween card too. So there's in October. So like in October, there's a lot of goodies and worth it to be a part of the Monster Master tier. So really think about it. But again, you can do a 7-day free trial if you want. But also don't think that only being the $3 a month tier is not worth it, because you still have access to a lot of cool stuff, even on the Nightmare Novice tier, which is the lowest. Also, I always leave links in the description of this video to my social media, my Instagram and TikTok, where a lot of spooky things that maybe don't make it to YouTube end up there. Sometimes if I do smaller projects towards a party and it's not enough for a video, it will end up on sometimes TikTok, or definitely Instagram, sometimes TikTok. So, you get to see more of the party stuff that maybe doesn't make it to YouTube. I will also leave a link to my Etsy shop, where I sell lots of spooky Halloween-y things all year long, mostly witchy prop potions and stuff, so you can check that out and maybe buy something. Also, if you don't know, I do have 2 books on Amazon. One is a zombie romance, and one is a vampire adventure story. They're both available as paperback and Kindle versions, and you can read a little bit of the Kindle version before you buy it to see if it's your thing or not. Once this video has dropped, which I will believe is the Monday the 22nd, I will have picked the book giveaway. I had a book giveaway that I announced on my last YouTube video, which was 2 weeks ago, and I will have chosen the winner by today of that book giveaway. If you missed it, I might do another one. If this was really popular and you guys liked it a lot, then maybe I'll do another one. I think it was fun. I am getting really close to finishing the book that I'm writing now, which is about a young woman who's possessed by a demon. And maybe if I get closer to finishing that, I could do another book giveaway for that. But there are sneak peeks of that on my author Facebook page, which is where the giveaway was taking place, and my author website. You can check out, I think there's 2 sneak peeks of that book. But yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for sitting down and party planning with me. These videos are always really fun for me. They're very relaxing. I feel like it's really fun to let you guys into my mind and my thought process for a party, and I get really excited when I talk about what I want to do, about the potential and getting started on, a party for this year. So I don't know, you guys seem to enjoy these kind of laid back videos, and I like them. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun. And again, if you have any more ideas for me, or if there's something you did that was kind of like a monster themed party and you have an idea, please let me know, because I'm always looking for more ideas. This isn't set in stone. It's, like I said, I have blank pages in here for a reason. If I come up with something else or somebody sends me something cool. So, and if you have an idea for a party game, let me know, because I need a party game idea. Yeah, that's it. So, as always, you guys, I guess just stay spooky, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.